Don't you think sometimes we've kind of watered down the faith, especially for men, and then the culture kind of takes over of men's life? I have a similar story to yours, being away from the church, and I just know that emptiness my young adult years, and then kind of swaying with the winds of the culture. But when you start to realize that the real goodness of life is through God and His holy church, the Holy Eucharist, our source and summit, you start to just really embrace those great truths. It is hard. It's a challenge to live the fullness of life that we're made for, but it feels like sometimes men have been somewhat emasculated within that. And your story kind of says, I reclaim my authentic masculinity even.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, the Eucharist, I mean, that's the true nourishment that we're looking for, right, is Jesus himself. And I remember when I was living in the secular life, I could never get enough of whatever materialistic things, You could never eat enough, you couldn't drink enough, there was never, and, you kept thinking you needed those things to fulfill you, and the more you did, the further away you got, and the more lonely you were, the more depressed you were, the more dark you were. And that's kind of the society that we live in right now. It's consumption, consume as much as you can, instant gratification. And I lived that world, and I was part of that world, so I can say that I know how much that can get a grip on you. I can really get its claws into you, but I didn't truly start feeling free. I didn't truly start feeling like a man. I didn't truly start feeling like, the person I was made to be until I started coming back to the church. And I finally found that satisfaction. I mean, we all have a God-shaped hole in our heart, and there's only one way to fill that, so.